Hey, welcome to the next episode of the entire UGC course using UGCJungle. In this course, just for the people that are new, we're going to go over the entire process of UGC going from $0 to $10,000 a month, but we're doing that in brackets, okay? So in this first section of that course, these first 5 episodes, we're talking about how to go from $0 to $100, and then we're going to scale up from there. This video is going to go over how to land your first UGC deal using UGCJungle, and the only important thing is that before you watch this video, you made sure you watch the first video, okay? If you're on my YouTube channel, you can just check the link in the description. I'll have a link sending you to the previous video, and if you're on UGCJungle.com, make sure that, again, you've watched that first video fully in its entirety before starting onto this one, okay? Now, this is going to be a shorter video. I just want to go over the different type of campaigns that we have on. This is by far the most important part of this video. Selecting your first deal and then giving you a quick next steps, right, how to keep going with this. Now, let me just dive directly into it so I don't take too much of your time in this video. There's 2 types of deals that we have on our platform, and they are fundamentally different, and it's really important to understand how these deals work. If you remember from the first video, something I briefly mentioned that I want to dive a little bit deeper into is that on UGCJungle, the moment you're taking one of our deals and you start posting videos, you start making money, you are building a portfolio. Similar to a CV for a job, right? If you go apply for a job, you would, offer your CV to an employer. The same thing is what you're building by just posting and taking brand deals on, by automatically building this portfolio. And this portfolio is extremely important because, as I'm going to go over the 2 types of deals we have on, some deals don't immediately accept you, but will first look at your portfolio and see what type of creator you are and what results you got in the past. Now, there's 2 types of deals. Again, we have performance-based deals and guaranteed retainer paid deals. Okay, performance-based deals means that you are, as the name suggests, getting paid on your performance. If you get a lot of views, you make a lot of money from a single video. If you don't get that many views, you don't get that much paid. Okay. The other one is this guaranteed retainer deal where you're getting paid a flat amount per video no matter how the video performed. Now, this is a bit tricky to say because it actually does matter, how the video performs, because of course the brand is paying you for that video. So if you only get 100 views on every single video, then you're not going to really stick very long to that retainer money, because of course the brand is not profitable from that. On top of that, these brands do not immediately accept you if you don't have any portfolio on the platform. Okay, so if I go to UGCJungle.com right now and I head over to the browse campaign sections, you can actually see here that there's these performance-based per 1K views, and then there's these per videos, right? Now, if you would see this for yourself, you will actually see that you have to request access to these campaigns, and you'll see that the moment you click that, nothing is really going to happen if you're just new onto this. Okay, the founder of these brands are on their admin panel looking at the submissions probably every day, but they won't really accept you in unless you got that portfolio built out. This is also why we like to differentiate these campaigns by calling the performance-based open campaigns, right? As the name suggests, you can immediately join them. There's no sort of verification process up front. You don't need to have your portfolio. You can instantly get started and instantly get paid. And closed campaigns, okay? This is where, you need a portfolio build up. You need to kind of show the brand that you can, get a lot of views, make good content, and then you can get into these retainer deals. Now, everyone wants retainer deals, right? I think that's pretty obvious because it gives you guaranteed income. It gives you stability. And as this course go on, we're going to go over all the different types to build your income up. There's strategies where you actually don't even need any retainer deals. You fully rely on performance-based deals. I will also talk in just a second about the power of performance-based deals. There's strategies where, you stack a bunch of retainers. You're just trying to aim for the highest retainers possible. And as you follow this course, you kind of have to figure out for yourself which one you like. I'm just going to, give you all the options. Now, again, we're here to help you. We're here to coach you. If you've seen the first video, we're also, guiding you into this process. So don't worry if it all feels like a bit much right now. Normally, right, on average, if you don't have any UGC experience, you always kind of start on performance. Again, if you do have a portfolio already built up, maybe outside of UGCJungle, please make sure to, let me know, because then I can instantly pitch you to the retainer deals, right? Especially if you are looking for retainer deals, we can do that, no problem. But if you're just starting out, you are going to start on performance. And something I want to make very clear, which when I'm talking about the retainer deals sound like the better option. But if you are a really good creator, performance-based deals is actually where you make most money. And I'm going to give you an example on why that is the case. Because as the name suggests, right, you're getting paid on your performance, you're getting paid on how many views you are getting. If you are able to systematically get above 10 to 15K views per video, performance-based deals are actually always going to be more profitable than retainer deals, unless you have a really high retainer. Okay, and I'll do some math with you real quick. The main CPM we have on UGCJungle is between $2 and $3. So let's take $2.50 for this example. $2.50 CPMs means that you're getting paid $2.50 per 1,000 views. If you get, let's say, 15K views, right, on average per video, that means you're getting paid around $38, $37.50. Same thing. Now let's take a $500 a month retainer deal, right, where you're getting paid $500 a month to post 7 videos a week. You're actually only getting paid $15 per video. Okay, so again, as you get better into this, you will also probably in your portfolio want to keep some of these performance-based deals. But the reason why people like retainer is that it gives them the stability, right? It gives them the safety. And again, so a lot of different strategies that people can use. Most of the time what we see creators do is they want to have their sort of base income on retainer deals, and then the deals that they are naturally, good at, that they're performing well on, they have them on performance, and they use that to just really go and aim for going viral, right? And they try and really go really viral, make a lot of money, because again, your income grows with your views, right? Income grows with your performance, and that way, build a really cool income by combining these into one. Again, taking that back to getting started with this, you're gonna first in the beginning lean on only performance-based deals. Landing retainer deals though is not that difficult. You can actually get retainer deals within 2 to 3 weeks of doing performance-based deals, if not earlier. And I want you to know that just because these brands are closed, right, they're not immediately accepting people in, doesn't mean that these brands are not looking for creators. These brands are in just as of a desperate need to get creators on as these performance-based deals, right? The only thing is that these performance-based deals just don't really have that much risk because, they're giving you the content styles. They know if you get a lot of views on this content style, I'm making money myself. I've tested that with hundreds of creators, I'm chilling. With these guys, with the retainer deals, if you're not performing, they can burn money, right? They can put money into something that doesn't give them the return on investment. And the main thing with UGC, this is something you're going to see throughout your whole career, is that it is a win-win situation. It has to be a win-win situation, right? You need to be happy and the brand needs to be happy, right? And if that works, if that synergy is there, it's the best thing ever. Something why I personally really like doing this is because both parties are constantly focused on, making sure the other one is happy. There's no long case scenario possible where, one person is severely unhappy with the deal. Other thing about retainer deals to know is that these come with many more contracts, many more rules, many more obligations, right? Posting 7 days a week cannot lack for a day. You cannot miss a day. You can get into trouble for that because you're signing to the brand that you're going to post 7 days a week. With performance-based, you can post as many times as you want, right? They're much more free on what you do. You can post 3 times a day on the account, 10 times a day on the account if you want to. You can run 5 accounts at once. These are really easy to scale, but the retainer deals, again, have that security aspect. Now, if you need help with picking that first campaign, you don't really know on the performance-based deals which ones are the best, book that onboarding call with me or text me on Discord, right? I can help you with that. The reason I'm not putting it into the course is because, the deals are always changing. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, there's going to be 10, 20, I hope hundreds of deals on our platform. I don't know. Right now, there's not that many as I'm recording this, but it wouldn't really make sense to do that in the course. If you need help with that, just use that coaching, right? Use that coaching that I talked about in the previous video that we offer to you to your benefit. Now, that's really all you have to understand about these 2 deals. Let's just dive directly into how to land them, right? Which to do that, we're just going to follow this super simple step-by-step plan, which is that you sign up or log into UGCJungle.com. If you haven't done that yet, if you haven't signed up yet, it's completely free. Do so, go to UGCJungle.com, click to Browse Campaign section, which I'll show to you guys live in just a second. Select pay-per-view campaigns, open a campaign, read some of the guidelines, read a little bit about the company, check if this is a company you like to work with, and then, we're going to make your account and make your first video, which we're actually going to mainly do in the next video of this course. Okay, now being inside of the platform, as we can see right here, we got per 1K views and per video. We're going to click per 1K views and choose any of the campaigns that are on there. For this example, I'm going to use bullgpt.io. I'm going to click open campaign, and we're now going to see a dashboard that will look something like this. Okay, it might be a little bit different. We are doing quite some updates to the platform, but it will look similar to this. What's interesting, and to explain this layout a little bit, is we have our main tutorial right here, right? This is most of the time a sort of content tutorial, really diving into the different content styles that this specific deal offers. Of course, throughout this main course, we're also diving into the content styles. It's really not that different per brand. You're gonna see, like, if you sign up for a bunch of campaigns, that the content is super overlapping because brands are constantly copying each other, and there's just styles that are working better at the moment. And you know, it's all in the end pretty similar, but this is just a specific campaign. Under here, we have inspiration videos. So these are videos that have went viral for either the in-house team for this brand or, you know, creators on UGCJungle that have performed really well that you can directly one-to-one copy. And copying is something that you really should not be ashamed of within UGC because everyone does it. And it's the easiest way to get a lot of views is what we like to call golden wheeling content. Now, in the content tutorial, I'm gonna dive much deeper into that, but golden wheeling just means copying what somebody else did, trying to do it better, right? Trying to add tiny little details, but overall being super similar to what the rest is doing. This works like nothing else you've seen before. Really, I recommend you don't try and reinvent the whole wheel. It's a lot of effort for probably a minimum payoff. And later down the line, as you build a portfolio, get more experience, you can always become more creative, right? Brands will appreciate that. But for the beginning, you know, as you're just trying to get your first couple of bucks in, just use this inspiration library to just, you know, copy what the rest is doing, recreate those videos, get those views in, get your money up. On top of that, at the top, we have resources, which can be interesting for specific content styles. And again, a link to the script videos. In terms of how to submit a video, how to check your profits, going to go over all of that in the next video, which also leads us to the end of this video already and going over what you can do next. Now, the next video again is going to go over the account creation. We're going to go for a live account setup. I'm going to do that live with you. As you guys are aware, I'm doing UGC myself, so it's a great moment for me to start building my next account and take you guys through that whole process, making your first video, uploading your first video, and then, you know, making your first profit. Seeing that first profit live come in, there's nothing better than that, to be honest, especially if it's your first video. Really cool. I'm super excited to see you there. So with that being said, see you in the next video.